Throughout New Eden, countless warships have risen to legendary status. Few inspire awe, and fewer still inspire panic, and only one seems capable of bankrupting its owner while terrifying everyone else on grid. This is the Sarathiel. A vessel of breathtaking beauty, overwhelming firepower, and the extraordinary ability to vaporize both enemy fleets and its owner's wallet with equal efficiency. Every pilot dreams of flying one, and every hostile fleet dreams of killing one. In this instance, both dreams come true. Today, we rewind the clock to a battle set in Turner, where one lucky Sarathiel reminds us of an important lesson. If you bring one of the most beautiful and expensive ships in New Eden, everyone wants a closer look. And it's usually through the scope of their ship's weapons. So, sit back and enjoy the show, because this is Warlock Industries, providing cinematic battles, Sarathiels for feeding, and semi-reliable reporting, straight from the front line.
Now, you might be wondering what in New Eden are the AHBAzon locals doing all the way out in Turner? Because finding these locals not in ahbazon is about as common as finding a peaceful gate camp. Fortunately, after conducting an extensive investigation, and by investigation we mean that we were in the fleet, we can tell you exactly what went down. They are back once again, with AHBAzon on tour. They packed their ships, ventured out, rang some doorbells, and punched the absolute crap out of other pilots. Deepwater hooligans answered first, and what followed was exactly the kind of fight everyone had been hoping for. Capitals entered the field, sub-cap fleets collided, and the AHBAzon locals forgot to bring enough logistics support ships. A perfect recipe for disaster. In the middle of all this, a Sarathiel was fielded into combat, piloted by yours truly, Warlock Industries. Because if there's one thing we're exceptionally good at, it's feeding stupid expensive ships directly into the fire. With its capacitor sitting at 0 for more than half the engagement, the Sarathiel stubbornly refused to die. It stayed on grid until the very end, finishing with the second highest damage of the entire engagement, and reminding everyone exactly why it's one of the most feared dreadnoughts in New Eden. Unfortunately for AHBAzon, their sub-cap fleet was running on hopes, dreams, and a noticeable lack of logistics, which quickly tipped the engagement in Deepwater's favor. But perhaps the biggest takeaway isn't this battle. It's that while AHBAzon may be on tour, it seems the entirety of Lowsec has decided to do the same. War is brewing. The alliances of Lowsec are once again reminding New Eden that they don't need sovereignty, structure timers, or week-long diplomatic meetings to start a war. They simply just undock. Nullsec may have the headlines, but Lowsec writes the stories. So expect capitals, expect chaos, and expect glorious cinematics. As we mentioned before, war is brewing. It seems every alliance in Lowsec has packed its bags, gone on tour, and adopted the same highly sophisticated military strategy. By sophisticated, we mean that they knock on someone's front door and then punch the absolute crap of whoever answers first. This time, it was Seker Matar's turn. So we boarded a Phoenix Navy issue, joined their fleet, and implemented this strategy. Venturing into neighboring space, the fleet set out to see just how much of a response they could provoke. The answer was substantial. Capitals poured onto the grid as the fight escalated, and it quickly became clear that while the fleet had brought plenty of firepower, they hadn't brought nearly enough logistics, or nearly enough Cynos. Fortunately for us, the moment we landed on grid, we entered siege, and the timing couldn't have been better. For those of you who don't know, when you jump into a system with a capital, it's a good practice to wait a few seconds and stop your ship before sieging. Otherwise, you risk hitting one of the ships beside you and flinging your precious dreadnought across space. For us, the massive shove launched us far away, sending us drifting to the far side of the moon drill, where for a brief and glorious moment we got to witness everyone's destruction in peace. Which was convenient, because by the time they remembered we still existed, we were trading blows head-to-head with a hell, and we certainly gave him hell. The supercarrier did everything it could to break us, but it couldn't. Our shields held, the Phoenix refused to fold, and eventually the supercarrier admitted defeat by inviting the rest of its fleet to help. We'll count that as a win. At this point, we're convinced Warlock Industries is cursed. Every fleet we join somehow ends with everyone else exploding. Coincidence? Probably. Will it stop us? Absolutely not. To finish off this segment, we head into Lowsec, where Sigma grindset went head-to-head with only fleets and their bane, right beside the searing orange brightness of the sun. And yes, we were part of the fleet, which by now should tell you exactly how this story ends. We got absolutely obliterated, but not before putting up one hell of a fight. Ironically, the real MVP of Only Fleets wasn't the Bane. It was one particularly annoying command destroyer who kept booshing Sigma. If you're unfamiliar with these little gremlins, they're capable of booshing, or in simpler terms, jumping entire fleets over 100 kilometers away with their special modules. In this fight, Sigma spent so much time being thrown around the battlefield that the engagement started looking less like a fleet fight and more like an extremely expensive game of ping pong. Regardless of the outcome, and despite only fleets and weapons of mass destruction committing a whole field of ships, it wasn't any of those capitals saving the day. It was those tiny little gremlin bushers that kept the Bane alive. Eventually, the defenders claimed the field, and our ships once again demonstrated their unwavering commitment to becoming cinematic wrecks. As always, all links are in the description below, including our Discord and creator codes for discounts in stores. And don't forget to follow our live streaming channel. Operation Avalon is fast approaching. And soon, we'll be trading spaceships for dropships as we head planetside to dunk on some nerds. As always, this is Warlock Industries, providing cinematic battles and semi-reliable reporting straight from the front lines.